on Business for Breakfast. Ken Morgan and Julie Doherty here with you.
Hey, Ken, good morning, everybody. Market opened sharply down as we expected. The Dow's down 173 points, S&P down 21, NASDAQ down 45.
Back with us again today, Kevin Kerr, the president of Kerr Trading International. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for joining us here. Well, we have to start with the oil situation in the Gulf because it dominates all the news headlines these days. Governor Jindal in Louisiana says it's not just little balls anymore, it's big slicks that are rolling up on shore. What is the eventual economic impact to the U.S. going to be, do you think?
Well, it's so hard to calculate because this is affecting so many different areas here. And now we see it's heading towards Florida. The impact is already being felt there on tourism as people are canceling trips, concerned about the slick moving that way, and whether it reaches or not, we'll see. But the devastation, to the seafood industry, to everything along the coast is just going to be astronomical. I don't think BP could even pay it if they had to pay for it all.
Kevin, do you think this is pretty much the end of offshore drilling near American coasts?
Well, to be honest, I certainly hope not. It does underscore the significant dangers that are here. And clearly, this
and that these guys have no clue how to fix a problem like this.
Well, and also they represented that they did, from what I'm reading.
Yes, they did.
They did say we could handle something even deeper than this, and clearly that's just not correct. So there is definitely a lot of liability here. I think we have to realize, though, that offshore drilling is a key part of our recovery or our financial stability here in the U.S. It's really where a large part of our production comes from. So,
but we don't keep all that oil here in America. It goes on the oil market and gets sold around the world, right?
Well, certainly, but again, the move away from fossil fuels is really the answer here. Bringing in more alternatives, looking at nuclear power, looking at other ways to produce power for vehicles. These are the real answers, but it's not going to happen overnight. What we need to figure out is a way to do safe offshore drilling, drilling in the Arctic safely, and also continue to work towards these alternatives. It's not an easy answer. No matter how you slice it, there's going to be risk. There's nuclear risk as well, of course. So there's nothing that's risk-free. But this is just a devastating disaster.
What makes it more complicated is a little personal experiment. You could try this starting from the time you get up until the time you go to bed and look around you and see all of the things that you own, possess, borrow, steal, whatever, made from petroleum products. It's amazing.
Right, but 30, 40 years ago...
How many things do you use that use electricity? That's another thing we don't think about very often until your power goes out. My water in my house runs off, electricity because we have an outside well. So, you just forget when the power goes out. You realize, and the gas prices surge. You really think about, what we use petroleum for, gasoline and electricity. It's everything, basically.
Yeah, I think and I don't think anybody believes that we're going to stop using petroleum tomorrow. But for 30 or 40 years. We've known this dependency on foreign oil was a big problem, and we continue to do not much about it. But I think now you see these conservative Republican governors, Schwarzenegger, Jindal, Christ, saying no more offshore, and the lawsuits are going to be unbelievable.
Yeah, it'd be political suicide for any of those coastal governors to endorse drilling at this point.
Right.
Schwarzenegger's come out and said he's fully against it now, which is a huge setback for the idea of drilling offshore of California.
Yep.
And the rest of these states as well. You can't blame them, but I think a lot of it is political. Clearly this environmental disaster, and it's fair to say that's exactly what this is,
catastrophe,
underscores the risk. So it's a fair argument.
All right. Anything other on that interesting story in the Wall Street Journal today. I think it's one of their exclusive things that BP and a French company, I think it is, are very quietly buying crude oil from Iran. Nothing illegal about it. They're just trying to hide it so we don't think, gosh, that gasoline I'm buying down the street here might have come from Iran. Not a good
But
PR.
it might have.
Yeah, it could have, sure.
Yeah, that's probably not a great marketing angle for them. So I'm sure they are doing that quietly. But this probably goes on and does go on all the time. But it's certainly not going to be on any of their ad slogans anytime soon. They got a lot of damage to control anyway right now. They don't need any more.
What else is happening in the world of commodities that is interesting this morning, Kevin?
Well, we're seeing more wild rock and roll moves with the gold. We've seen it soar above 1,200, and now it's been backing off a little bit as the dollar strengthened, and we saw a little bit of calm in Europe. And today alone, it's moved around $15 either way. It's moving back up. Now on concerns out of South Korea and North Korea that North Korea is threatening war against South Korea if they push on this sinking of the ship thing. Any of that kind of fear, any concern like that always takes takes gold for a ride up because it's a fear premium play when people move into that for concerns about, problems in the future. And this could be one. But, saber rattling continues in North Korea.
It always does,
really
though.
Something to keep an eye on.
It's been going on forever. They're up there yammering about something.
Well, today you're going to
Yeah,
have...
but I don't think we can underestimate the fact of what's actually involved there and how it could escalate. But I don't want to be a fearmonger, but I think we can't just brush it off as, well, it's been going on for years, nothing might happen. It's been pretty provocative over there over the last few years, so we have to keep an eye on the situation.
Oh, I was just going to say that today we're going to see South Korea come out and blame North Korea for blowing up its submarine or for attacking its submarine, and apparently the U.S. is going to support that. So that's going to ratchet things a little bit higher.
Absolutely, yeah. I saw some statements out of the U.S. saying that we will defend South Korea with the full force of the U.S. if this were to go forward. That doesn't actually ease concerns very much, but it's, we have to keep an eye on that, and there's many other hot spots going on right now, concerns in Greece and other places.
What's been going on with palladium?
Well, the ultra-precious metals have done very well. Palladium is used in many things, in industrial uses, similar to silver. Silver is a precious metal and also used in many of the plasma screen TVs and other things we buy every day. So these metals have done very well in this rally. Gold tends to lead the way, but a lot of the ultra-precious metals as well as silver tend to do well too. And it's all the same thing. It's the fear premium play, people wanting to own hard assets, and also somewhat it's been the industrial side of some of these metals.
Kevin Kerr joining us this morning. Kevin, you write a regular blog, do you not?
I do, at KerrTrade.com, KerrTrade.com, and love to have you stop by.
How often do you update that?
Oh, every day. We put out other free newsletters as well, and other information to keep everybody informed what's going on in commodities and politics related to it.
So something you should have in your computer to pop up for you every day. That's at KerrTrade.com. And Kevin Kerr has been our guest this morning, the president of Kerr Trading. Thank you so much for being with us, Kevin.
Thank you.
All right, just checking these markets moving lower now. The Dow down 187 points.